I start in the name of Allah, who is most gracious and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My dear students, especially spoken English lovers. You have heard from many people, why English? I always tell them, why not English? Now, English is our need today. Today, we need English to move in this society. We have to learn English. So today, with spoken English class, I am here with day 4. Remember, again I will repeat that if you have not watched day 1, day 2, day 3, then it is useless to work on day 4, because it is steps that we are moving up. Step 1, step 2, step 3 and step 4. If you have missed 3 steps and you will directly jump to step 4, it is useless for you. So remember that you have to move day 1, day 2, day 3 and day 4. Again I will repeat one thing, that it is very important that you will make one notebook, take a diary or something, and whatever I have written on board on day 1, note it down, because when you note all the days, and sometime you will give a gap in that, and suppose after 3 days you were so busy you didn't got a chance to look at day 5, then before going to day 5, read all the 4 days. So then it will not be important to watch the videos again. So notebook is very important. And when you make a notebook, then the second important thing is that I told you that make a new word daily. Learn a new word daily. So I told you that from dictionary, select the word, write with the meaning in your notebook and make a meaningful sentence. And make a meaningful sentence. It is not important that make just one sentence. If you are a spoken English lover, make 2 or 3 sentences of that word. By this, you will memorize that word very easily. And the second thing is that you will understand the meaning of that word correctly. So please, unless and until you do these things, this spoken English program is useless for you. So today make a notebook, note down all the days. Still, you are very lucky that you are not in classroom. You are at home and watching video and learning. And I promise you, again I guarantee you, that after 18 days, within 18-20 days, I will complete all this program. And after 18 days, you will pray for me. You will find a big change in your life, especially in your fluency, in your speaking English. So today, when I say day 4, in day 4, I will tell you how to introduce yourself. Now, listening we have done. Still you will listen to me very carefully. But how to introduce yourself to others? I told you, I have given you one tip in previous days, that you have to listen and you have to speak. So whenever we meet others, we always say hello or hi. In classroom, I always tell teachers and students, when teacher enters the class, always student stands and this is what greeting is, introducing. So what students used to say, good morning teacher, how are you? And then teacher say, I am fine, thank you. Or second sentence students say, good morning teacher, how are you? Teacher say, I am fine, thank you. What about you? So I always say, when teacher asks you or somebody will ask you, how are you? Why you say, I am fine, thank you? Say, I am good. I am super. I am energetic. I am happy. I am glad. I am enjoying. So these all are answers to how are you. But when you introduce yourself to others, first you will say hello. Like Assalamu alaikum. Hi, how are you? And then after how are you, you will get the reply, and then remember you have to tell your name first of all. Hello, I am Javed Aziz. Or you will say, hello, my name is Javed Aziz. Because you have met someone for the very first time. And then look at these words: pleased, happy, nice. I am pleased to see you. I am happy to see you. It's nice to see you. Or we can say, I am pleased to meet you. I am happy to meet you. It's nice to meet you. Now, 6 sentences I have told you. You can use any one. Like you can say, I am pleased to meet you. I am pleased to see you. I am happy to meet you. I am happy to see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Now, after saying hello, after telling your name, then greeting is there. And then this is one style. Then comes second style. First you will say hello or hi. Then you get the permission from them. This is, you have done the style till here, I have told you, is with your friends, with your age fellows. But if senior is there, like you are a young boy or a young girl and first time you came in front of me, now I am your senior. So in that case, introducing yourself, you need permission for that. So what you will say, hello, assalamu alaikum. May I introduce myself? Or can I introduce myself? And then you can also say, let me introduce myself. I would like to introduce myself. Now 4 sentences I have told you for requesting the senior member, your teacher, your senior ones, elder people. 4 sentences I have told you. May I introduce myself? Or in place of may you can say, can I introduce myself? Let me introduce myself. And I would like to introduce myself. In these 4 sentences, if you want to polish it more, you can use one word, that is please. Like when you say, please let me introduce myself. Or I would like to introduce myself, please. This will be a better way to introduce yourself. Then you will say, after doing this introduction, then you will say, how do you do? How are you? How is everything? How life is going? Clear? So, in different way, you can ask this thing. How do you do? How are you? How life is going? So, this is the way to introduce yourself. Now, suppose that you are going to some market or somewhere, and suddenly one of your friend is coming from there, and you are not moving alone. You are having your friend or your brother with you. And your friend don't know about this person who is moving with you. That person, your friend, don't know who is the person moving with you. So you have to introduce, sometime you have to introduce others also. Now I told you, whenever you meet someone, the very first thing is, hello, assalamu alaikum. And now when you have to introduce others, then you will say, dear, I would like you to meet. I would like you to meet Ali. I would like you to meet Naila. Or you can say, take the name. First I have said dear, but the person who is coming, you know his name. So you will say, Ali, I would like you to meet Yusuf. Ali, I would like you to meet Naila. Or you will change it and you will say, Ali, I would like you to introduce Yusuf to you. I would like you to introduce Fatima. because Yusuf, Ali don't know that she is Fatima, moving with you. So this is how you will introduce others. And after this introduction, now this Fatima, she also want to know who the person is. Who the person is to whom this lady was introduced. So then you will say, now let me introduce you to Ali. Now let me introduce you to Ali. Or you can say, this is Fatima, she is Fatima. Ali, or you can take the name that you will say, Ali, she is Fatima. This is how you will introduce others in public or in your classroom or somewhere. New class, your colleague is there and you know him, but others don't. So this is your duty to introduce your new fellow to other people. So sometimes you introduce yourself and sometimes you introduce others. You have to practice these dialogues. In your notebook, I have told you six sentences for everything. You have to note down all the sentences and then stand in front of the mirror and do the practice. And then whenever you go somewhere, use these sentences. Why to always express in Urdu? Why not in English? I always say that everybody understands, everyone understands English, but they can't speak. So the person who is standing in front of you, you know that this person can't speak English, but this person understands English very well. So if you will speak in front of them, if you will use these small sentences, other person will naturally speak with you in English, reply you in English, or if that person is not replying you in English, carry on your English. Because you are a learner, you want to learn spoken English, so use these sentences on daily basis. These are very simple ones. How to introduce yourself and how to introduce others in public. Then there are few responses. When you meet someone, you have to show your feelings. You can say, nice to meet you. I am pleased to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am so happy to meet you. I am so happy to meet you. Glad to meet you. Honored to meet you. I have underlined it. When some senior is there, or some noble personality is there, some person is standing in front of you and you met that person is very famous or senior, then you will say, honored to meet you. I am honored to meet you. Now, if you will say these sentences without I am or without taking your name, it's fine. But if you will say, I am honored to meet you, sir. Nice to meet you, dearly. I am pleased to meet you, Fatima. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ahmed. Glad to meet you, my dear. Glad to meet you, my dear. So you can add in your sentence, you can polish it in a better way and show your greetings and your response to others. This is very important. Then I always tell my students that this thank you, and then you can say, sorry, I forgot marker, and you can say thank you, one more word I want to write, this, please. I always tell my students that thank you, please. Use these two things wherever you go. Somebody is giving you something, say thank you to that person. Somebody has done something for you, say thank you to that person. You are requesting somebody, please. Then this word you have to use. Say thank you, please. My pleasure. Somebody has done. In place of thank you, you can say my pleasure. You have done something, somebody has done something for me, I will say it's my pleasure. Or if you have done something for others and somebody is saying thank you, then you can reply. If you have done something for me and I will say thank you, then what your reply will be? You will not say thank you. You will say, my pleasure, sir. I have done something for you. And like I am teaching you spoken English, and one of my students will write thank you in the comment. That, sir, you have worked so hard for explaining day 4. Thank you. Then what I will say? I will say, my pleasure, dear. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. This is your reply. Honored. Somebody will praise you. Somebody will tell you that, wow, you have done a great job. Yes, you are the best. You passed your examination. You did this work very well. If somebody is telling you, then you can say, I am honored. Somebody has given you a prize, a gift. Then you say, I am honored to receive this thing from you. I am honored. Then, sorry. When you do something wrong, then never hesitate to say sorry. Forgive me, please. Forgive me, please. Or, sorry. I am really sorry. I will repeat these sentences for you. Nice to meet you. I am pleased to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Glad to meet you. Honored to meet you, seniors. Then, thank you. And if somebody will say thank you to you, you will reply, my pleasure. I am honored. Or, please, request. When you request something, when you want other person to do your work, then say please. And sorry and forgiveness. Please is the word. Even my guest is here. My guest is coming to my room and I want him or her to sit on the chair. Then I will say, please, have a seat. Please, sit down. Please, take this. Please, give it to me. So, please is the word. It shows your etiquettes and mannerism. It will build your character. So, all the day 4 work is how to introduce yourself to others, how you will introduce others in public, your friends or family members. Practice these 2. Then responses. When you will write these responses in your notebook, I promise you that you will find many more. You will add many sentences yourself in this. And finally, I request you that use these thank you, please, sorry, pleasure, honored, forgiveness, all these things whenever you speak to others. Today, day 4, your practice is required. You have to watch this video again and again, and you have to stand in front of the mirror and practice all these sentences one by one. You have younger brother and sister at your house. You have your parents at your house. Tell them that I am saying something in English, please reply to me. And when you will do something wrong, if incorrect sentence will come out from your lips, then what will happen? They will correct you. So Sir Javed has told you something, has guided you. Now practically you have to do it. This is what the main purpose, main practice of spoken English is. Unless and until you speak, you will not learn, my dear. So I request again at the end that day 1, start from day 1. Notebook should be there. Note down all the points of day 1, day 2, day 3 and day 4. Plus daily basis, make a new word, learn a new word with meaning and make 1 or 2 sentences from that one. Which sentence you will understand the meaning clearly of that, you will understand that word very clearly. And after that, whenever you will sit, just read what you have learnt on day 1, what you have practiced on day 2, what you have practiced on day 3 and day 4. Never, I am not telling you to learn. What I said, memorize. Try to understand and memorize. So I hope that day 4, it will be very beneficial for you. Day 5 will totally be changed day for you. So please work on this, and with this I will thank you all, and again I will request that please tell your friends, family members, your relatives, give my name of my channel, tell them to subscribe and tell them that these programs are very beneficial for others. So if you will spread knowledge, you will gain knowledge. They will also tell you some different teachers, some different videos, so though you will gain a more education by this. By spreading, you will gain more. So please, for me, subscribe my channel, and for yourself, please press the bell icon. This is very important for you. As soon as I will upload the new video, you will get the bell ring over there. So with this, best of luck, and once again I hope that all my students who are watching this spoken English program will do what I have said, will learn this spoken English program as I have told you. So programming a spoken English for you is a very hard working job. So please listen to your teacher. The last thing before leaving, I will always tell my students, my teachers, that trust your teacher. Now at this moment, I am your teacher, so please trust me. Because when you trust your teacher, then what other persons are telling you, somebody will say, what are these? These are so simple things. Well, you are wasting your time. No, you are not wasting your time, my dear. If you will move stepwise, if you will trust me as a teacher, then I promise you that after 18-20 days, you will speak very fluently with correct pronunciation. So best of luck, and thank you very much. And again, I hope that you will follow the lines that I have told you. Thank you, love you all, and take care.